Well, hello again. Alright, so this is a rather late entry into the Mac PowerPC challenge. I apologize for being late, but in all fairness, I didn't find out about this challenge until Action Retro mentioned it in one of his videos. Yeah, if you want to see his content, go in the YouTube search bar and type in Action and Retro, and you'll get some great videos. He does some of the best Mac-related videos, and he is a huge Macintosh fan. And of course, I always like his content. He also has some great tips for restoring Macs. Vintage Macs, to be exact. And I'd highly recommend you to check out his channel if you're a huge fan of vintage Macs. Anyways, so the story of my daily life with the PowerPC computers goes like this. I have been using this iBook G4 for like 4 days now, alongside the iMac G5, which is being used as the video upload machine. And of course, before the challenge, I was going to install Linux on before my PowerPC week started, I was going to install Linux on the computer, but sadly, I don't know much about Linux. I installed I burned a few Linux distros on CDs, but haven't really figured out to install any of them yet. Let me know in the comments of what I'm missing. Yeah, I tried installing Debian on this computer, and the mirrors couldn't they don't work. Yeah, a lot of Linux distros stopped supporting PowerPC Macs a long time ago, but I'd like to know more about Linux. I like to be well versed in the Linux. So after the Linux installers failed, I decided to reinstall macOS 10.4.11 back on this computer, and I have been using this computer alongside my iMac G5 ever since. Yeah, this computer of course handles, well, the normal everyday tasks like going on Facebook and checking messages on Twitter and stuff like that. And occasionally I'll play some games on it. Whereas the iMac G5 is the file bridge server, and of course, it's also supposed to be a video editing machine, and it also functions as a computer to upload YouTube videos on it. Yeah, it's crashed, it froze, but I was still able to upload the YouTube videos on the iMac G5, no problem. And it was cool. Yesterday, I uploaded the last night I uploaded the actually the night before last night I uploaded the Sega CD video, the third part of it. I finally uploaded it, and of course I also uploaded another video that just got finished uploading today. So yeah, I've been using them computers for like 4 days now, and I'm keeping a daily log of how I'm using them. Anyways, enough story about PowerPC Macs. And in case you're wondering, yes, that is the reason why that iBook G4 is on my desk, and the reason why the iMac G5 is being used a lot, because of the Mac PowerPC challenge, albeit it's a really late entry, and I couldn't get Google Drive to work on the computers. It's not no longer supported by PowerPC Macs, sadly. I might have a better chance on Linux, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about Lego Star Wars made for Macintosh computers. Yeah, this is the Mac version, the rare Mac version of the game itself. And this is a PAL copy, by the way. Yeah, so you want to play some games and you don't have access to Steam. So what do? Well, you usually do the logical thing and play Minecraft, Java, or you look back at, say, these games on the PowerPC Macs, if you have a physical copy of them. Yeah, Steam doesn't work on PowerPC Macs anymore, I don't think it does. Whereas most people, of course, are playing Minecraft on the PowerPC Macs and creating servers. I decided to look back at the first two Lego Star Wars games to be released on Macintosh platforms. This one is based off of the first three Star Wars movies, aka the prequel trilogy. Yeah, you all remember when Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, was hyped, right? Yeah. Nowadays, people rip it apart more than Dank Pods takes apart, say, bootleg nuggets or bootleg iPods, as we all like to call them. But back then, people were just excited to see another Star Wars movie, and this was exciting because there hasn't been a Star Wars movie released in a decade at the time. Sorry. The latest Star Wars movie that was released in theaters at that time was Return of the Jedi, and news got a hold that Star Wars was going to have, like, the special editions and a new movie that will be released in theaters in the late 90s. But when Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, actually came out, people, of course, weren't too enthused. And even James Rolfe and Mike Matei of Cinemassacre, well, back when Mike Matei was a part of Cinemassacre, they, of course, put their copy of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, in the microwave and decided to destroy the tape. Yeah, true story, by the way. Yeah, this is but prequel trilogy aside, love it or hate it, this is a really great game. You see, back in the olden days, there weren't as many Lego games as there are now. And of course, Lego games would always be of varying quality. Some will be good, some will be bad. But this game, of course, was one of the earlier ones to be made by Traveler's Tales. Yeah, there's a logo in the back. And it actually really turned out to be good, and they still make Lego games on all modern consoles to this very day. So yeah, their first entry actually turned out to be good, and we're gonna see why in a moment. Yeah, there's not much in here. There's the manual, which actually was included because it is a brand new game. And oh look, yeah, it's a black and white manual, even though the covers and the back photo look cool. Yeah, so that's impressive when you actually read it. And you get the disc itself, which is a DVD. Yeah, and you also get some descriptions, jargon. Yeah, that's what you get with the game. So yeah, just in case if you can't play Steam during the PowerPC challenge, this is the way to go. And we're most definitely going to be taking a look back at LEGO Star Wars, the video game on the Mac. Oh, what you think of my wallpaper? It does look pretty good. In case you wonder who that girl is, that Asian American girl, that's Molly McGee, and the ghost's name is Scratch. And he's voiced by Master Shake himself, Dana Snyder, and he actually does a great job voicing him. Bravo! Yeah, he actually fits with Scratch. I mean, Master Shake is a pretty grumpy guy in Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He's not exactly the calmest being around. But yeah, he did a pretty good job, and sadly, The Ghost and Molly McGee is not available on Disney Plus in Canada. Why? It's on Canadian Airwaves. It's on the Disney Channel in Canada. And the Owl House, Amphibia, and even Star vs. the Forces of Evil, they're all on Disney Plus in Canada, but this show, it ain't. Yeah, why is it not on there? I mean, it's a really great show, and I'm probably the first Canadian to enjoy it. Well, not quite. Another one of my friends also likes it. She's from Canada, too. Yeah, it's a good show. It's better than the Owl House. I don't know, yeah, like, the Owl House, one of the characters in the Owl House, Ida Clawthorne, she's voiced by Wendy Maligan. Yeah, the voice doesn't fit with her at all. She doesn't sound like a monster. She should have been voiced by the same voice actress who did the voice for Hexadecimal, Shirley Milliner. She would have sounded more like a monster and a witch now that, Shirley Milliner is older. It definitely does fit with the whole monstrous witch aesthetic. Yeah, that's just me though, and but anyhow, let's stop talking about Disney shows and start playing LEGO Star Wars. And nowadays, Star Wars is owned by Disney. Yeah, Lucasfilm is owned by Disney. Oh, we need the disc. Don't worry about that. We got the disc. It's a good thing I still have that disc. Let's insert it. I like that sound. I miss disk drives in computers, especially laptops. I know people have been relying on cloud storage nowadays, but I still use DVDs for a video capture because I can't afford a capture card, and well, yeah, I skipped the intro part because, well, I didn't want my video to get copyright claims since, well, Disney owns Star Wars now and Lucasfilm. So yeah, here's the basic gist. To switch characters, you have to press I. It's a different key combination on the second player. Here's the controller layout. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. And in order to do an action, like use the lightsaber, use the blaster, you press the J key. Or for the second player, you would press a different key. And for player one, if you want to use an action, you would use like the L key. Yeah, this game does have some puzzle elements to them, like any other LEGO game. Yeah, use the I key if you want to switch characters. Yeah, you'd think at first that the droids would be completely useless because, well, for one, they don't have any attacks, and for two, well, you can't jump with them. But no, they're actually vital to the game. You actually need the droids. And here's why. Because the game has, say, puzzle elements. And you actually have to perform certain actions with the droids themselves. So yeah. It's not just the Jedi you have to play as, but you also have to play as the droids. It's actually a really fun game, and there are some puzzle elements. But it's really easy, though. That's because, well, it's a game for kids, and every time you complete a level, you unlock a new character. And if you get, say, all gold studs, you get a super kit piece. Yeah, for one of the Traveler's Tales first LEGO games, it's actually pretty good. And you could either choose to continue the story or go back to the bar. Yeah, it does jitter a bit. It does have some slowdown. And if I actually played this game on the better mute it. If I played this game on the Power Mac G5, it would absolutely destroy this game. It would run fantastic, like smooth. Yeah. I, of course, actually do enjoy playing this game. And there's more than just, the regular sections. There's also a Starfighter sections and some other battle sections. Yeah, there's Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn trying to deal with the tanks, trying to run away from the hover tanks. And yeah, there are tanks in Star Wars. Oh no! They got our lightsaber. Ooh man! Tree in the way, but don't worry. If you're a Jedi, you can move it out using the Force. Yeah, you can just move it out of the way if you're using the Force. Alright. Yeah, there you go. Just like that. With the Force, anything is possible. Yeah, I wish I could use the Force, but I can't. Yeah, you can also destroy certain objects to get studs. Or use the Force on them to get more studs, and certain characters you can only unlock with if you got enough studs. So the studs aren't there just to be like a useless currency or a high score. They're actually needed, which is pretty cool. Oh man! Whoops. Better hit him. Yeah, I'm having difficulty because I am playing with only one hand. I have to use the camera in the other. Alright, that's the last of them. Oh, there's another one, and another one. How many of these droid boys do we have to take down? Alright. Boom! Destroyed a tank with the Force. Yeah. Well, the Force is pretty strong. Yeah, we just went into the forest. You all remember that infamous scene with Jar Jar Binks, right? Well, it's the... Man, Jar Jar Binks. Anyone who's a fan of Star Wars will immediately not have good thoughts about Jar Jar Binks, because everyone in the almost everyone in the Star Wars community hates him. Yeah. So that's the gist about, say, the regular sections. Let's move on to the extra sections. Starfighter Battles. Alright, next up is pod racing. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, in order to actually go fast, you actually have to hold the K key on the keyboard, because, well, you need to do that. It's vital if you actually hold K, because, well, you actually need to hold the accelerator in order to make it to the checkpoints. Yeah, if you're expecting anything like a Star Wars Episode 1 racer on the Sega Dreamcast or even the Nintendo 64, which, of course, it was released as a Nintendo 64 game first, then you'll be sorely disappointed. Star Wars Episode 1 racer, this ain't... Yeah, it's alright. Yeah, and if you crash, you'll get different animations. Yeah, it's alright, but it doesn't have any power-up system to speak of, and it could have been better. Yeah, I forgot to mention that enter key on the right side. It's easily pressable. You can easily press it by accident. And you actually have to let off the key in order to get back to the game itself. Alright, we made it to the checkpoint. Oh look, there's the Tusken Raiders. The Sand People. Which in the Book of Boba Fett are now heroic. Yeah, they're portrayed in a more heroic light. Yeah, and sometimes you actually get a section. This isn't a whole course. This is basically just make it from point A to point B, and that's it. Yeah, that's the gist. And unlike the other sections, alongside the Starfighter sections, I believe, you cannot play this replay this level in free mode. I mean, free play. Yeah, you cannot replay this level in free play. So, what you see is what you get. We didn't make it to the checkpoint. Yeah, you also have to use those booster things. They're also important. The game is pretty easy up until this point, where this section can actually be frustrating. No joke. I mean, the time to make it to the checkpoint is pretty... well, it's not lenient at all. And you'll be pulling out your hair whenever you play this section. Oh, dang it! Yeah, this is it's probably one of the most frustrating things in an otherwise easy game. Yeah. Not bad, but it could have helped if this was another racing section, like if it took place during if you could actually race the course itself and have different courses to do in to race in free play, and to do time trial modes, like Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. But I don't think that's what they were going for, though. They probably didn't have enough time to do all that, and I can understand. You're on time constraints and you're a game dev. We made it! Yes! Yeah. Not bad, but it could have been better. Let's move on to the Starfighter sections. I also forgot to mention that that blaster characters can basically they can use a grappling hook. Yeah, see how it works? Yeah. Blaster characters, of course, they're pretty cool, and not only are their guns overpowered, but not only are they overpowered, but they can also use a grappling hook to go to higher ledges that other characters can't. Yeah! Took out the droids in one shot. Although you still need the Jedi for taking out those shield droids. The droidicas, I think they're called. The droidicas. Yeah, they're called the droidicas. Yeah. Don't expect a blaster character to take out one of those droidicas. Oh, right. Yeah. Now, if you want to take out the droidicas, you have to use the Jedi Knights. But still, blaster characters are overpowered and they're very useful. Alright, let's move on to the Starfighter sections. And yes, you get to play as R2-D2. Last but certainly not least are the Starfighter Battles. Controls are pretty simple. Oh, we got hit by an enemy already. That's the Wilhelm screen, by the way. Yeah, the controls are pretty simple. The arrow keys moves theory, Starfighter, and J fires the laser. Yeah, it's basically just, dodge whatever's thrown at you and shoot at stuff. That's it. Yeah, you don't have any control of the Starfighter itself aside from the tilting it. Wait, are you actually supposed to shoot at that thing to advance? Well, let's find out. Yeah. Needless to say, this section is nothing like Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. That was a really awesome game. It was pretty cool, and of course, it was the sequel to the already great Star Wars Starfighter. Yeah. Yeah, we're shooting at every... Oh yeah, you have to shoot at that ship in order to advance. Yeah, as indicated by the shoot me spots. Whoops. Yeah, not much control of your ship, and you basically have to dodge and shoot. It's a lot like games like Microcosm or, well, Star Wars Rebel Assault, except those games were they came out years ago and they were FMV games. This is an FMV game. It's got it's pretty much got actual effort was put into the graphics, and, well, there are 3D models. Yeah, it's not the best section in the game, needless to say. It would be better if you got to fully control your ship, just like in Star Wars Jedi Starfighter. And of course, just like the pod racer section, you cannot play this in a free play. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's like a 4th of July fireworks. Yeah, there's a lot going on and you have to pay attention. Luckily you can whoops again. Yeah, you can hold the J key to fire the laser constantly. And just like a Microcosm on the Sega CD, you can actually beat this level without having to shoot at any enemies whatsoever. Oh yeah, you have to shoot the bridge before you can advance. Yeah, not much else to say here, unfortunately. Oh, I also forgot to mention, you can actually control both starfighters in this section. You just need a second player with you. Let's move on. Oh, forgot to mention that, there's only one Starfighter Battle in the entire game. Yeah, the other two vehicle sections are the pod racing section and the gunship section. And, oddly enough, the gunship section is actually the best vehicle section in the entire game. Yeah, I was not expecting that. It's it's a shoot 'em up. And of course, it's an isometric angle. It kind of reminds me of a Zaxxon. And how the angle is placed at an isometric angle. And just like the other two, if you get destroyed, well, you have to start the whole section or checkpoint over. So you have to be as quick as possible. And just like the other two vehicle sections, you cannot play this in free play. Yeah. So apparently there's no Naboo Starfighter section, but there's still a gunship section. Yeah, it's kind of disappointing that I don't get to fly the Naboo Starfighter. I mean, that was probably the best part in the whole entire movie. Well, aside from the pod racing scene. Yeah, that was and the Battle of Darknall. Yeah, that was the best part about, one of the best parts about Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Even if you don't like the movie. Yeah, for some reason, even though the gunship is shown to fly, if you go into the crevices, well, it's an instant death. Yeah, that's the only thing that sucks about it, but otherwise, it's the best vehicle section in the game. even if it can be frustrating. Yeah, if you made it far enough, you get treated to yet another section in the Gunship Battles. Yeah, this is the only vehicle section in the game where it has two different sections. And the whole goal is to basically shoot at the reactor cores in the given amount of time. You have to do it as fast as possible. Yeah, this is an on-rail section. It's not as impressive as the last section. The last section is easy enough as long as if you know what you're doing and, well, if you know how to avoid the obstacles and don't fall. Yeah. This section wouldn't be so bad except for the time limit. The time limit is your worst enemy here. Yeah, no joke, it is your worst enemy here. Alright. Yeah, if you can get this far and you can manage to get past this section, well, good luck. Yeah, in order to deactivate the shields, you actually have to shoot those laser things. Those, yeah, you know, those things that try to annoy you. Yeah, I thought they were just like, well, at first I thought they were just like invincible and you can't shoot them. But apparently they can be shot. So yeah, that's how you disable the shields. You have to shoot those laser things. Oh, and if you try to shoot it down, yeah, do expect to get a one-hit death, or have your well, life bar fully depleted. Oh, and there are no health pickups. Well, health pickups are pretty rare in this level. So good luck. If you can manage to get it past this section, good luck. If you really make it far enough into one of the three sections in the game itself, you eventually get to face against the end boss. Yeah, there's no bosses in the sections of the game itself until the final level. So yeah, this game has 3 bosses in total. This is just the first boss. The other 2 are Count Dooku and General Grievous. Yeah, there's only 3 bosses you have to worry about. Oh man, it's a good thing we didn't have any studs. Hello, this is me from the future. Yeah, it turns out there are more than 3 bosses in the game. The other 2 are Jango Fett, and yes, you get to fight against Anakin Skywalker himself when he turned to the dark side and, well, became Darth Vader. I won't spoil it for you guys. So yeah, this game actually has a total of 5 or 6 bosses. Well, more if you count the multiple encounters with certain characters like Jango Fett, for example, because certain characters do have more than one encounter. yeah, this game actually has a pretty varied section and bosses, and it's what you expect in a Star Wars game. Yeah, be careful we don't fall down. We actually use the force powers here. No, we can't. We're taking out one of the droids. Yeah, this is basically just a warm-up section. Take out the droids before he's faced against the boss, Darth Maul. Oh, look at there! He's throwing stuff at us. We have to throw stuff back at him. Yeah, it's basically just, well, take out the droids and throw stuff at him. Could have been a better boss battle. And I believe that the third game in the series, the complete saga, actually does have a better boss battle. I mean, a better Darth Maul boss battle. Yeah. This is where your skills are put to the test, but would have been better if you actually faced against Darth Maul himself, used your lightsaber, and hopefully we will, because, well, I believe this is just a warm-up section. Yeah, this is probably just a warm-up section. We're just getting warmed up. Oh man, we fell down 2 times. Yeah, no wonder why Darth Maul took out Qui-Gon Jinn. He took him out by, well, falling down the shaft. Yeah, there he is. Now we gotta build ourselves a bridge. Yeah, this is basically just the first part of the section. I mean, first part of the boss level. And we gotta build more stuff. What's the point of those? Basically just go on over to the other side. Oh, there we go. Now we're talking. We get to face against him in a one-on-one lightsaber duel. Well, not quite. He runs away from you. He runs away from you like a sissy. Why is it that in certain Star Wars games that the Darths always have to act like a freaking sissy? Like, let me fight against the boss. I want to fight against Darth Maul. Let me have an epic lightsaber duel with him, with Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, this is the first, the second boss is it's probably going to be different from the last one. Each boss level is has a different strategy you have to use. We ran into an invisible wall. Actually, it's not invisible. It's a wall block in the path. It's a dead end. Dead end, a cul-de-sac. Yeah. Oh no! Looks like Darth Maul killed off Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah, spoiler alert, by the way. Yeah, skip to this part if you don't want to see it. If you want to avoid spoilers, skip. Oh man. Yeah, it's actually pretty well, it's actually pretty gory for a kid's game. There he goes. Yeah, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Pretty sad. Yeah, we beat episode 1, and that's what we came here to do. Yeah, I'll have this game beat by the time I make the other episode. The other Star Wars game related episode. The one about the original trilogy, Lego Star Wars 2. Yeah. Anyways, that was Star Wars. Lego Star Wars, the video game, is a really good game. It does have it does have some flaws, but it's still aged pretty well. And I highly recommend you to get it. Regardless if you're a Star Wars fan or if you're a Lego fan. So yeah, I beat the game. But there's still this mystery door to go through. And yes, you can buy more characters in the the shop. And of course, while completing the final part of the game, I found out that the final part where you have to jump platforms was impossible. But when I plugged in the controller, it suddenly became a lot easier. Yeah, I'm not joking. I had to plug in this thing, and then the whole section became a lot easier. Yeah, so if you want to buy a character, because we got a lot of we've got a lot of studs now. Let's say we buy Boba Fett. Yeah, young Boba Fett, because, the Book of Boba Fett is a thing. Yeah, and we buy Jango Fett, there we go. Yeah, you can get more studs if you want to complete the, if you want to do the sections in free play. Yeah, so the studs do actually add more replay value, they're not just there for a decoration. Ooh. Let's see. Is Wat Tambor there? No. Wat Tambor is not there. And it's kind of disappointing that he wasn't the mini-boss either. It would have been cool if we saw Wat Tambor as a mini-boss. Yeah, he was only in one scene, but he appeared a lot more in the Clone Wars cartoon. So yeah, we got Jango Fett. And the young Boba Fett. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's move on to our final thoughts. So, what do I think about Lego Star Wars, the video game? Well, for Traveler's Tales' first Lego video game, it's actually really good. Yeah, this was an era where Lego games were being made by all sorts of developers. But this was the first of a sign of change for Lego games. And it was actually really good. It's no wonder why Traveler's Tales actually got the exclusive rights to make pretty much all Lego games on all future consoles. This is a really good game. It's definitely a must for not only Star Wars fans, but also Lego fans in general, and people who are looking to play great Lego games. Yeah, it's got a lot of good moments going for it. The difficulty, for the most part, is pretty easy. I mean, it's understandable because it's a game for kids, and you have to keep it easy for the kids. But there are some parts like the pod racing section, the Starfighter Battles, that are really frustrating. Because you have to make sure you do the right action at the right time. Yeah, it's a really great game, and it's pretty much aged as well as a fine wine. It's aged really well. But compared to the more recent LEGO Star Wars games, it's not really much. But you have to keep in mind, 2005 is pretty much Traveler's Tales' first ever LEGO game. I'm going to give this game a rating of an 8 out of 10. Here's why. Don't get me wrong, the game is still great and has, like, really good puzzle elements and, well, has a lot of action, but the pod racer section could have been vastly improved and had, like, Star Wars Episode 1 racer like mechanics where you try to take out other pod racers. You know, just so you can be like Boba. And yeah, that's another thing. You can't play as the other pod racers. It's only Anakin. In Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, you can play as the other pod racers, especially that unlucky guy who can't even start his pod race. I think it's Quadrina. I can't remember. And you get to play as the Boba in that game too. Yeah, the Starfighter Battles, well, are more like a microcosm than a flight simulator. But hey, that is probably just like a bonus, like a secondary thing, because the priority, the main selling point is being able to solve puzzle-like elements and, well, to solve certain puzzles and play as your favorite Star Wars characters in Lego form. That's the whole selling point. Yeah, the Starfighter Battles, well, are alright and not that great. So yeah, you're better off just playing Star Wars Jedi Starfighter if you want a really great Star Wars Starfighter game, or flight combat, or as I like to call it, a flight combat game. If you want a really great flying game for, well, the prequel trilogy. If, well, that's ever something you want. And it's also based off of the prequel trilogy, which some people like, some people hate. It's a lot like the sequel trilogy. It's got mixed opinions, and especially, I can't believe that Jar Jar Binks can jump higher than most characters. I still can't get over that, because Jar Jar Binks is one of the most hated characters in all the Star Wars fandom. Because, well, he is really annoying, and, well, some people like him. The majority of Star Wars fans like to hate on him. And it's nothing more than a joke character, and another reason why people hate him is because apparently he became a politician and had a position of power, position of government. I don't know how that happened. So yeah, the rise of the Galactic Empire, blame that on Jar Jar, apparently. Yeah. Still a really great game, even, well, if you're not a fan of the prequel trilogy. But hey, the second Star Wars game is actually better because it's based off the original trilogy. It actually improves upon a lot of things. Yeah, here's something interesting. Even though LEGO Star Wars, the complete saga, is basically a compilation of LEGO Star Wars, the video game, and LEGO Star Wars 2, you can't run it on PowerPC Macs. The first two games in the series, you can run on, like, the first game you can run on PowerPC G4 Max and PowerPC G5 Max, and you can run the second game on, well, mainly PowerPC G5 Max. But the third game, it's Intel only. The minimum system requirements for that game, of course, well, a 1.8 gigahertz Intel processor. So yeah, the Davenport Mac, also known as Andrea, might be able to play it. Yeah, my rare education only Intel iMac might be able to play it, but my PowerPC Macs are not. Sadly, there's only 2 LEGO Star Wars games that are PowerPC compatible. But still, highly recommend it for LEGO fans, Star Wars fans, gamers alike, and people that are looking for some great games for the MacYac PowerPC Challenge. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about LEGO Star Wars video game. It was a really great game. Yeah, while most people are playing Minecraft Java Edition, I'm just reminiscing on some good memories with LEGO Star Wars, the video game. Yeah, it's really fun. I believe my nephew has, well, the GameCube version of the second game. Yeah, it's a must-own. Really great game. Anyways, see you all in the next video. Peace out.